Hello, beautifuls. Happy almost tax day. I want to give a little solace to those of you who are scrambling and worrying about tomorrow's tax deadline. And today, one day before the tax deadline, let me give you my best, simplest tip. If you are realizing that you've run out of time, you need more time, and you want to file for an extension in the easiest, simplest way possible. Okay? That is what I want to bring you today. Okay, so tax day is tomorrow, April 15th. Something people really misunderstand about taxes is that paying your taxes and filing your tax return are two separate items. Yes, we often do them together, but they can be separated. And what is important to note is that the payment deadline is April 15th. There is no extending that, okay? So that said, there's often a need to extend, file for an extension so that you get an extra 6 months to pull together your paperwork. This can happen because, you aren't ready, but it can also happen because of things outside your control. I know a lot of clients of mine over the years, if you have a ownership stake in a partnership, for example, and you are waiting on an accountant somewhere else that isn't your accountant to do the paperwork and issue you a K-1 to show your share of profits from that partnership, you cannot file your taxes until you have that K-1, right? You are just stuck waiting for that document. So that's an example, classic example of when you just don't have any choice but to file for an extension. I'll tell you from my own life, this actually happens to me a fair amount because for reasons I cannot explain, Fidelity for my daughter's Roth IRA often won't make the brokerage statement for that Roth IRA available until May. It's so annoying because it's after the tax deadline, right? So sometimes they'll tell me it's coming in May and then sometimes they get it in April 11th. And so then, I've got everything almost ready and then I can just add that document and I can file. But a lot of times it puts me in the position of having to file for an extension. Okay. Here's the thing. As long as you file for an extension before midnight on April 15th. So you do have to do something, right? You don't automatically get the extension without doing anything, but as long as you file for it, you get it. And that will give you 6 extra months to complete your tax return, the paperwork, okay? So you get until October 15th. It's automatically granted so long as you file that paperwork, right? As long as you file for an extension. But the payment deadline does not extend, okay? So you still have to make a payment. Obviously, now, if you're like me and your taxes are basically the paperwork is done and you're just waiting on one document, you can make a payment that's accurate or almost entirely accurate. And so you can go ahead and do that. If maybe your bookkeeping is not done, there's like elements where you don't even know what you owe. Well, you're going to have to make a guess, right? You're going to have to pay something. And it's going to be a guess. And then when you actually file your tax return, then you will reconcile. Okay, so that's the deal. But it's really, really important for you to remember the extension is something you actually actively have to file for. Otherwise, your taxes are late starting April 16th. And your payment is late no matter what, extension or no, your payment is late on April 16th and interest starts accruing on that day. So just be careful there. Okay. All right. Now, the thing I want to tell you about today is the easiest way to file for an extension. So for those of you who need it, and I get it, it happens. Extensions happen to good people. Don't worry about it. This is what you need to know. The easiest way to file for an extension is to go to the IRS website to the payment site, right? Click the button for make a payment. And what you're going to do is, click for US 1040 income taxes. And then it says select the reason for payment. You select the reason extension. And if you select that and you make a payment, now this is an estimate. You're just going to put in a number and you're going to make that payment, right? And you want it as close to what you think you owe as you can. So yes, sit and do some calculations with your bookkeeping if you can. But even if it's a wild ass guess, that's okay. That's okay. Your goal is to pay at least what you owe, preferably a little bit more. And if you overpay, you'll get that refund back when you actually file the paperwork. So what you want to know is you're going to click make a payment, 1040, right? Individual income tax return. And then under the select reason for payment, you select extension. You make a payment there. And here's the cool part. When you make that payment under the reason extension, it will give you a confirmation number that you have been automatically granted an extension. In other words, as you make the payment, it bypasses the paperwork. Okay? Isn't that a little gift to you? I think it helps reinforce that idea that the payment is the important part here. Your taxes are due on April 15th. The extension, the paperwork, you get a little more time. You get some grace for that. And we'll even make the paperwork for the extension itself go away altogether as long as you submit the payment. Okay, so that is my trick for you today. For those of you who need it, I hope that is helpful. And of course, if you have a friend who is in this position, please share this episode with a friend who may need it. So I hope that helps you. And I will be in that boat with you as I wait for my brokerage statement as well. Okay. Don't forget also that your first estimated quarterly tax payment is also due April 15th. So you do need to do your bookkeeping for the first quarter of the year and make the payment for your first quarter's taxes. Everybody who's self-employed is in that boat. So make sure that you do that as well. Okay. I want to tell you about something that is coming up. I love teaching so much. It is my favorite part about what I do. And to be honest, teaching in a classroom, like with people live in person, that's my even more favorite thing to do. I just love the energy of it. I love kind of us all being imperfect humans together, making jokes, learning about each other's work. It's just joyful to me. I really love it. And so this year, I have decided to lean into teaching more than ever. Okay. So what I'm doing is I have decided every month for a year, I'm going to run a workshop. Okay. Now, usually, historically, I have only made my teaching available inside my program, Money Bootcamp. But what I'm doing now is I just want to kind of reach out and make things feel a little more accessible. So I've decided to do a monthly workshop on different topics every month. They're a paid workshop. You just pay for the workshop and that's it. There's no commitment. That's it. So I'm definitely open to workshop topics if there's something you want to learn about. I know, people are asking AI their tax questions. I have personally, asked AI to do tax problems for me and witnessed it making mistakes. So I do partly want to do this because it's so important that you work with somebody who is a licensed tax professional, which AI is not. And so I just want to be there with a really accessible way to get great information on managing your money, managing your self-employment, and especially managing your taxes. So the workshop coming up in April 29th, I am doing what I think is one of the most valuable workshops I can produce. It is how to set up or tune up your business. In other words, when you have those questions of, how do I make it official, right? This is the workshop that will answer those questions. You will walk away knowing the difference between an LLC and an S Corp, an LLC and a sole proprietorship, business insurance, DBAs, separate bank accounts, licenses, all the things that you need to know to check your legal and tax boxes so you know that your business is legit. Okay. So I'm super excited for this workshop. It's going to be 1 hour, super robust, super awesome. It's going to be about your best practices financially, just how to set yourself up in the best possible way for your self-employment, for your small solo business. Okay. You don't have to be a Schedule C business to come to this. It is okay to come if you are an S Corp or a partnership. I'm broadening the scope a little bit, but this is definitely primarily geared towards all of you who are working for yourself. Self-employment means you are running a business, and there's lots of benefits you get there that you might not be aware of. And so I want you to understand, one, what your benefits are, and two, how to make your business legit so you can function smoothly without pitfalls. So if you want to come, the class is $95. It's going to be super awesome. It is a workshop I'm teaching on April 29th. There'll be takeaway materials. You will get the recording when you signed up. And there's no commitment. If you like the idea of the workshop, come to it. And if you don't. So to sign up, you just go to sunlighttax.com. There's a banner at the top with a link to book your spot in this workshop. This is not a free workshop. This is a paid workshop. You are going to get all the details, all the takeaways, all the links, all the tools and resources. This is how to set up your business, or if it's been operating for a little while, how to tune up that business. Okay. I hope you'll join me. I am so excited for this workshop. And I also want you to know, if you haven't followed me over to Substack, just to let you know kind of what's going on over there, I have moved my newsletter to Substack, and the paid version of my Substack is called Bookkeeping Club. And that is because in the paid version, you get access to monthly co-working with me. So you get an invitation to a live 90-minute monthly session where you actually sit, bring your hardest work, the work you find challenging to actually get done, and we do it together. That is the cool thing about Bookkeeping Club. For people who are in that paid version of my Substack, Bookkeeping Club, you get 10% off all of my workshops all year. Okay, so that's a really cool benefit. If you happen to be interested in Bookkeeping Club, it's worth noting that before you sign up, because we will send you a discount code to sign up for that Set Up or Tune Up Your Business workshop on April 29th. So if you want to sign up for that workshop one-off, just go to sunlighttax.com, click the banner at the top for the Set Up or Tune Up Your Business workshop. And if you're interested in Bookkeeping Club, then find me on Substack. That's sunlighttax.substack.com. And that's where I am there. And that paid version, Bookkeeping Club, that is where you can join Bookkeeping Club. By the way, today we're doing a special pre-tax day co-working session. So if you're in Bookkeeping Club today, I'll see you on camera later today. And just a little note that at the founder level of Substack, which is the highest level of, Substack support and benefit, you get all the workshops for the whole year for free. And you can also see on Substack what those workshops are. Okay. I'm super excited. I hope you will join me. And if you have ideas for workshops you want to see in the future, whether or not you are in Money Bootcamp, just send me a DM on Instagram, send me a note on Substack, and I will put it on my radar, maybe chat with you about what you want to see, and I hope to see you at a future workshop. All right. Take care, everybody. Happy tax day. Go file that extension. Go make that payment. You've got this. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening. If you like the show, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend. It really helps. I'm so grateful. My tax guide, Taxes for Humans, is available wherever you buy books and at sunlighttax.com/book. This podcast is for education and entertainment only. Nothing in this episode should be taken as individual tax or financial advice. You can find all the tools, books, and links I reference at sunlighttax.com/podcast.